probably like 9 months ago, financially, my family was struggling.
I never thought my ex-husband would get addicted to drugs. I never thought I would be a single mom. I never thought I would get into another relationship and have a stepdaddy for the kids, and then that don't work out. I never thought for that. Like, we don't think that when we're young.
Like, I don't really be liking people in my business.
So go get a 9-to-5.
No.
Okay. So
if this is my purpose and I'm going to fulfill my purpose, this is going to take a lot, Tammy.
Especially in the time of my marriage, it was crazy. And like, I was like a third baby. I almost aborted in them.
Okay.
I almost aborted in them.
And I have these 2 tiny newborns in front of me, and I broke down crying, and I looked at my mom and I said, Mom, this is a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to make what I got work for me.
That same support system will try to come into your life when they want to or when it's beneficial for them.
Why
Kids are looking up to me.
It is.
What we do.
Girl, you's a boss mom. Baby girl, you so perfect. Girl, you's a boss mom. Making everything worth it. Girl, you's a boss mom. Stand on all of your business, and when it come to investments, and baby girl, you the realest. Girl, you's a boss mom.
Yeah, I like that right there. I like that right there.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Mompreneur Huddle with your girl Tammy Capri, the Mompreneur Mentor, and I am here with...
Hello, it's your girl Toya, the stay-at-home mompreneur.
Hey, my girl Toya. What's up, Toya?
Hello, Tammy.
How are you, T?
I'm good. I'm better.
You better?
I'm better.
You
I was
better.
having a rough day, but I'm better. Well, rough morning.
Rough morning. Okay.
Rough morning.
Why was it rough?
Two reasons.
Okay. That pause says something. I want to tell you, let me just tell you that when it's a pause, a break, a sigh, you know when you've been through something. There are a lot of reasons why you don't maintain the consistent momentum in your business. There's a lot of reasons why you allow distractions to stop you from progressing, to stop you from scaling, to stop you from even getting the business off the ground. One of which is your mindset. Another one is your resources. Another one is just the community of women that you need to be around to keep you in the same mindset, which is why I have a mentorship community, the Mastery Mompreneurs. Consider joining. No, matter of fact, you need to join. If you have experienced all of those reasons and more, this is why you need a community. Community help you stay on track. You can join me for weekly calls to keep you accountable, and I can share actionable steps that you can take to help you not only grow in your business, but create the balance that you need between motherhood and entrepreneurship, and not only make some money, you know? Come over to the side of the world where we love on mompreneurs. Come over to my side of the world where I advocate for you, and I actively implement my own strategies and my own framework to build my business. I am Tammy Capri, your mompreneur mentor. Join my community today. Click the link. You can read between those lines. When somebody go,
Yeah.
you know what that means. Or when
It's about
somebody
to
got to
get
get their
real.
words together, it's like, okay.
It's about to get real.
Let's get real for a minute.
It's about to get real. So, 2 things. So, I'm trying to figure out how with the order I want to say the 2 things in. Okay. So, I would just say, okay, I'm going to say this first.
Okay.
Sometimes as human beings, we put ourselves in certain situations. Why we do that, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a learning thing, but
Wait, you gotta elaborate more. What do you mean by certain situations? Like we put
like
ourselves
you
in
already
a
know.
dangerous situation?
No,
okay.
not this. Oh no, no.
Okay, all right.
No.
I'm about to say you
I
gotta.
mean, like, okay. Let me clarify that. So I feel like we set ourselves up to get upset. Like we put ourselves in a situation to where we know it's gonna make us upset. Why do we do it? So I feel like for me, this morning, things did not go my way or did not go the way that I imagined them to, but I already knew that because it's happened more than once, you know? So I
Oh,
was
okay.
frustrated.
Okay, I follow you now
So
because
I
you
was
told me about
frustrated.
this.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
frustrated because it's challenging to find a support, a consistent support system right now for me. It's a challenge.
With
and
the
I feel like,
children and your schedule.
yes, with the
and-
children
yeah.
and the schedule and stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes we focus on sometimes like I see all the time on social media, oh, people, y'all don't support me, or people always want to talk about not having support, right? When I feel like you indeed should focus on the support that you do get, even if it's a small
Right.
amount, or even if you imagining yourself getting the support and what that support will look like. Focus on that instead of not
people
getting,
around you, yeah.
from people around you, instead of focusing on the support that you don't get.
Right.
Because the support that you don't get, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna come from people the closest to you. And when
That is absolutely true.
and when you keep setting yourself up for that, it's your fault. It's my fault because I know how certain people are.
So let me rephrase what you said, because I don't
Okay.
want you to skip over that. I don't want nobody to miss what you said, because that's important.
Yeah.
But you said it in reverse how I would normally say it. You said the support that you don't get would normally come from people that's closest to you.
Yeah.
And in the flip, I always say you get more support from strangers.
Okay,
than
got
your
you,
so
got
it
you.
means the same
Yes,
thing,
it
but I didn't
does.
want nobody to skip over
Yes, it does.
your point and where you going with this. But I follow you.
Yes,
I
it
follow you.
does.
So yeah, all right, go ahead.
And I was watching, I forgot his name, but I was watching this older Indian man and today, and it was like a viral post, and it was like how to stop allowing people, or how to stop getting mad, or stop allowing people to anger you. And he was basically saying that if someone can anger you, if someone can control how you respond, if someone can control how you react, or if someone has the power to control how you feel and to get you upset, that's modern day slavery. That's slavery, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, you know? And I feel like sometimes, because when things, y'all, when you're walking in your purpose, when the blessings come, they pour, baby. The blessings pour.
Yeah.
And this brings me to my next point as to why I said 2 things today. Because I self-reflect a lot. I feel like even lately now in my life, with all the things I have going on, I'm kind of self-reflecting every day.
Okay.
It feels like at this point. Just on how I can be better. What did I do yesterday that I didn't so much like? What can I do?
But when you're self-reflecting, are you analyzing it from outside of Toya, or are you getting on Toya and making yourself more depressed? Because that can go either way.
It can.
Like, are you really self-reflecting? Okay, what do I need to do better? How could I have made this better? How can I make better choices? How can I position myself better? Or is it, why you do this? Oh my gosh, I knew this won't happen, and it's throwing you into a depression.
Right.
What does your self-reflection look like?
For me right now, I feel like I'm looking at it as, what can I do better, or what can I not do the way that I did it this time? What can I do differently in order to not cross those same paths, or get upset again, or allow myself to get upset again? So, speaking of blessings pouring, I don't want to sound ungrateful, because God knows that I'm not ungrateful at all. But me self-reflecting, I have to, like, it's a lot of things that are happening to me right now are so surreal, because you live in your pray. You're living today in your answered prayers, you know? And so when the blessings are pouring, sometimes I'm like, I'm so used to being in like a survival mode.
You don't know
or
how
just
to
getting
receive
out
those
of that,
blessings.
or just getting out of that survival mode, that I'm like, okay, I have to take a step back and realize, Sawyer, you blessed, girl. You got X, Y, and Z going on. You wish you would have had these problems a year ago. Literally, just not even a year, Tammy, probably like 9 months ago. I was financially, my family was struggling financially. Like, we had just had the twins, you know. It was a challenge for us. And I just remember, y'all, just struggling so bad financially that I didn't have a choice but to sit in the house. And I wanted to get out the house so bad.
What do you mean by that? Struggling so bad that you couldn't get out the house? Like, what do you mean?
Just our financial situation. Like my fiance was working all day and we only had one vehicle.
Okay.
So I couldn't get out the house. He was literally working all day to the point where he would have to take a break and go get our oldest from school, drop him off, and then go back to work.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, he would have to do the grocery shopping. I just had the twins, like I'm breastfeeding, gotta pump, gotta do you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like.
I mean, well, you should have been home anyway at that time. So I would look at that.
I'm trying to be in the streets after I had the kids. Like,
oh, you
be
trying to be outside, girl.
Not even just outside. Like I feel like I talk to my fiance all the time about this. Like, even if you're the one working, to me, this is how I view it. And a lot of times we got to come to a common ground because sometimes I could just view things my way, and not try to see the other way. But I say this all the time, like your trips to work, your trips to the gas station, like that's a break away from the
mental break.
You get that mental break. It truly is, rather than being home all day with the kids. I'm not complaining, but I never get time to just be alone in my thoughts. Because
especially when the twins were young.
Right,
yeah,
because
I get you.
Even if they did nap, even if they did this, I'm pumping, I'm washing out parts, I'm doing whatever. So it's never a point to where I could literally sit down and really gather my thoughts, even just for that day.
So is that where? Okay, so let me go back to the beginning of what you started, because now I'm piecing everything together as I'm hearing. Right. So the frustration of not having that support system, it stems from way before this morning, way before last week, way before 6 months.
Oh yeah,
it stems from them. So instead of allowing you to learn from it, then you let it bottle up. And you keep doing it, and that's what. Okay, so that's what you mean by putting yourself in the same situation.
Yes,
because you can't rely on the people that's your support system.
Yes.
And now Toya is like this bottle waiting to explode.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I feel like you have to be very careful, and you have to take control of your life, and you have to set boundaries, because that same support system will try to come into your life when they want to, or when it's beneficial for them, or just dibble and dabble. Or
let me ask you this: if you know that, why do you allow it?
I feel like sometimes you can't really stop it. What
you can't stop somebody from coming into your life?
What if?
Look at my face.
So here's my thing, though. What if that particular thing is a close friend to you, or a close family member, and you have to deal with them?
Dealing with someone and letting someone in your life are two total different things. Two total different things. Just like the Indian man was saying, I don't know his name because you ain't tell me, but that's like, well, he said modern day slavery. Same thing is, you're giving someone too much control of who you are mentally and emotionally, right? I can deal with you, but not give you that power to take me out of my element.
Yeah.
Not give you that power to take me to a place where I don't want to go anymore mentally, right? It's like if you know the fire is hot and you stick your hand in it, like, well, girl, you knew the fire was hot. Like, why you stick your hand in it? Now you're getting burnt. But then you keep doing it. That's giving someone too much power, too much control. That's that modern day slavery.
Yeah.
So if it is a sister, a brother, a cousin, an auntie, whoever it is, you can deal with them, but at the same time, it's like, you know how they are. You don't have to give them that chance to say, oh no, I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna love you from afar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love you from afar. And that's what that's why I asked you, when you sit and when you reflect on your decision making,
right,
and how you do that,
right,
are you beating yourself up, or are you really analyzing, what do I gotta do to not be this way ever again? You know what I'm saying? You ever see those documentaries, or like those rap shows, not rap shows, but those How They Made It type of shows, and these rappers that are big and huge or music artists, and I use them for an example because
I never seen that.
they get like the stories of like Jay-Z and Biggie
okay.
and stuff like that. But I use them as an example because that happens with them a lot. So they'll go through something crazy, or somebody would treat them so wrong and so crazy, and then they'll say it. And if you go back, you'll probably notice it now if you start watching it. They'll say, and I will never ask somebody for a handout ever again. Or I will never I would never let them know that they can control me again.
Right.
I would never.
Right.
Or even if you got your heart broken so bad, to the point where you say, you know what, I will never let another man come and treat me like that because I don't ever want to feel this way again. When you get tired of feeling that way, then that toy is going to show up. Then that toy is going to show up.
And I think that that's important, why I stated you have to set boundaries and you have to, like when you asked me earlier when we were on the phone this morning and you said, I need for you to take a step and say, Toya, what does Toya's life look like for her? What does she want? What does she not want? Who does she want in her life? And that goes for anybody. Who do you want in your life? Who do you talk to? Who do you, even down to who you answer the phone with? Who do you entertain? What does that look like? So I came up with this kind of, I don't know, like if it's like, so basically that was actually, support was actually up under what I came up with, right?
Okay, so you came up with your how I see myself.
Right, or what we could talk about, what this podcast would kind of cover, right? Because support was up under, because y'all know this is the mompreneur huddle, right? So I wanted to talk about balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship, but support was up under it. So I'm so glad that we covered support, because when you're an entrepreneur or and a mom, how do you balance the entrepreneur aspect when you don't have the support, you know? And
boom, you right up my alley now, girl. Now I'm about to kick my shoes off. And
no, so Tammy, I have a question for you.
Yeah, you right up my alley. I get excited about this area. Yeah.
So, okay, so first, let's start. Let's just start, right?
Yes.
With entrepreneurship, right? I have a question for you. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Have you always been an entrepreneurship before motherhood, or did motherhood push you to be an entrepreneur?
Well, for me personally, you asking for me personally? I would say, as far as a legal business, I was a mom first before the businesses came.
Okay.
However, that being an entrepreneur is more of a mindset, right? That was there from day one.
Okay, got you. Right.
That was there from me as a teenager, organizing drill teams around the block, getting all the little kids, creating dance teams.
Right.
That was there for me making clubs. And I don't know if y'all used to do this in Atlanta.
But what you gonna say? Go ahead.
We used to get all your girlfriends around, and my girlfriends watching this, right? I remember that we had what was called the Flavors Club, right? I was strawberry. Cause
Lord have mercy.
One of my girlfriends was kiwi. We had peach. We was corny. But I organized that. What the hell we were doing, I don't know. But we would go around like we the Flavors Club, like just organize and bringing people together, right? Even though we didn't have a real mission back then, that says a lot. When you see little kids doing that, you like, oh, she's going to be a leader.
Right.
She's
leading.
I
tell people that about their kids all the time.
She's leading. So that mindset came way before me being a mom, right? But I always knew that I was going to do something. I just didn't know what. I wanted to do hair, have my own hair salon. I wanted to have a chain. I wanted to do hair for the stars. I wanted to create stuff. I went to Cheney University. I did theater arts. I was on stage acting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always knew I wanted to do something creative.
That's why you said entrepreneurship is a mindset.
It's a mindset,
yes, it is.
right?
Yes, it is.
But like, you got to find yourself.
Yes.
But when I became a mom, I like to express myself an art form, whether it's singing, songwriting, dancing, arts, performing arts, visual arts, entertaining you
Right.
some kind of way, right? I started writing books. I started creating these stories, and that was my first real legit business was New Class Publications. My son, I had one son at the time when I wrote my first book, and truthfully, I was married back then, so it didn't feel like it was a struggle or we didn't have that support, or I don't know. Truthfully, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it's like not to have support. I have a very supportive mother. I have
Yes,
a
you've shared
very
that with me,
supportive
yes.
father, my siblings, my friend, my girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have support physically. And we're going to get into the mental support. I mean, we'll get into that. Maybe we probably even got time for this show, but
Might need
we're
to be
going
a
to
part
touch on that of a mental,
Yeah.
the support when it comes to you mentally. But even down to the point where my ex-husband told me if I wanted to write books, and my mother was fighting cancer at the time, colon cancer. And even down to the time when he said, okay, well, if you want to write books, then you can go ahead and quit your job. He was buying properties. We had tenants. He was still getting like royalty checks from the label he was with. And so it was there. Like, from the outside, it looked good, right? Right? But mentally, like, the whole toxicness, the whole struggle that I was dealing with within my marriage that people didn't see on the outside, I didn't feel like I had that support. Not that they weren't there, it's just that at that time I wasn't open about what was truly going on in my household.
And you still had your older son.
And I still had my oldest son. So that's where my struggle came in at. You know what I'm saying? But if it was like I needed a sitter, I needed something, like I had people there to do that.
So do you feel like because mentally you didn't have the support, do you feel like, I don't know how it was back when you were writing the book, so do you feel like, was there ever a time that interfered with your entrepreneurship, which was writing?
Yeah, well, of course, especially when I did the book tour, and especially when the marriage started taking a turn and I didn't have his moral support anymore, and it was. I would say it was, and it's a lot that I want to get into, but I don't want to go off of your points and your topics. So that's why I'm like,
that brings me to my next point up under that is, what did that time look for you like? So, okay, so for me,
chaotic,
right,
a mess,
right.
a
So
hot
for
mess.
me, I feel like okay, so this is good because we have someone who had physical support. We have someone who did not have the physical support, whether it would be just to find a sitter to move around because Bae working all day, so I kind of need help. Like twins doubled me up. Like I remember bringing the twins home and breaking down crying because I'm thinking when my twins come home, I'm thinking that, okay, I just need to focus on the twins, but then I've been at the hospital for a couple of days, right? So my
now your
oldest
house is a mess.
my oldest
Yeah,
is pulling me. My at the time my 2-year-old daughter is pulling me. Everybody wants me, and I have these 2 tiny newborns in front of me, and I broke down crying, and I looked at my mom because my mom has 3 kids. My mom was there for me when I got out of the hospital. I looked at my mom and I just broke down crying. I said, Mom, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot, Mom. My mom started crying too. My mom is a crybaby. She started crying too. She was like, it's okay. But I had a lot of physical support with my first, with my mom. I worked for a large company, a very popular company. I worked long hours. My mom was always there, even down to when I had my son, because I had my first son preterm. So I had him at 26 weeks. I was 6 months pregnant. He stayed in the NICU 12 weeks. My mom was there for me. I had to take, from the time you give birth, they do 6 weeks. And then I think I got like another 2 weeks unpaid after that. So then I had to go back to work.
Yeah.
But my mom was there making appointments for me, all that stuff. But that was also because me and my oldest son's father wasn't together.
Okay.
So my mom knew that, and she took the place of him.
I don't want you to forget your question, because you were on along of the lines of, I
Yes.
guess, how you intertwine
Yes.
the
So
two.
I know moving on now to having more kids and that support system, whether my mom, because my mom did not work for all of my life. My mom just got to the point where she went back to work because my mom had kidney failure. So now that I don't get that support, I feel like even when I had my daughter, things were different because I had my son and we moved across town. So the point that I'm getting to is I feel like I had to kind of put what I was doing on the back burner. Like my my goals had to, because I had to focus on motherhood.
And that's okay though. But I want to really get you to understand that the Tammy you see in front of you right now is not the same Tammy when she had her first son, second son, or not even the same one when she had Denim.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest with you, and I've come to peace with being able to talk about this now, but I almost aborted Denim.
Okay.
I almost aborted Denim. Especially in the time of my marriage. It was crazy. And like, I was like a third baby with this. And I'm about
because
to be a single
of
mama.
what you were going through with your marriage.
Exactly.
That was the main reason why you didn't want to bring a child
another baby.
Of marriage.
Exactly. But best to say, I'm glad I did. That's my baby. I can't see life any other way.
Right.
But back then, no, I did not know how to intertwine the two.
So do you feel like was it ever a point that you stopped working on?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you're going to go through those ups and downs. And I want you to really understand that being an entrepreneur is a journey.
Yes, it is.
Right? It's a journey.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey. It's a lifetime commitment.
Yes,
this is not let me just try it. If it's really in you, nothing's going to stop you from putting on another idea, right? So the genius of what I do is I had to go through it to understand it, to learn how to mesh the two, so that way now I can show someone who's struggling with that, right? That's the basis of who Tammy Capri is, who the Mastery Mompreneur is, how to balance motherhood and entrepreneurship, when really we need to stop looking at them as two separate entities. You don't have to be a mom, then an entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur, then a mom. You could be the mompreneur. And what does that look like? Creating a life to where you can incorporate your children. Creating a life, and this brings me to another point. I don't want to forget this point about your brand, right? But creating a life where you can take your children with you when you build this vision or whatever. You can teach your children what you do on a day-to-day, right? Your brand will then become that stay-at-home mom, right?
And that's what happened for me.
And that's what happened for you.
That's what happened for me.
But I see, like, because you have a large following on your platform, and I see you with the brand deals, and I see you promoting other products. But if you would literally focus more on content creation or capturing your everyday, and I'm talking about having cameras rolling nonstop in your house, right? Setting up cameras.
Y'all hear that?
Listen, a show. I'm so serious. With your kids, right? Even at the times when they are running around, or when you're breaking down, or when you got it all together, and when show that part. Right?
I'm scared.
It's not about, but that's
scary.
But that's what's going to be. That's what's going to make you the relatable influencer. That's what's going to find you your super fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you are leveraging your lifestyle. Now that's the name of my new masterclass that's coming out. How to leverage your lifestyle. Instead of trying to do what I want to do. Right? Instead of trying to do this vision, I'm going to make what I got work for me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Tammy.
And now, there's a mother sitting out there right now like, I want to do this, but how can I do this? And instead of making it look easy when you're breaking down behind camera after you done shot this product shoot for this brand that's probably paying you pennies on the cents, being real, you could have showed the beauty in your transition of how you get the kids ready, how you get them off to school, how you come home and still got to cook, how you do your business, how you set it up, how you get frustrated, how you get, like, literally create your own series on YouTube, because that's free. You can upload videos for free.
Yeah.
The long form, and let those moms fall in love with you and be inspired by you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Leveraging the lifestyle you already have instead of trying to fit or make pieces to the puzzle fit in the wrong compartments. That's what we do. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with brand deals. It's not what I'm saying. But you have to get to a point where now you done freed up your time. You done created income. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. But you done generated a passive income to help you not be so stressed because the money's not there, and now you don't feel pressured to have to go get a brand deal that may not even perform well, that may not even get the reach that you needed to perform to generate the money, right? Like, you're adding on stresses when you step back and you look and say, okay, who am I and what do I do? I'm a mom and this is what I do. I want to show the world that's going to lead to, again, that series. That's going to lead to your book. That's going to lead to you mentoring other moms that are inspired by you. That can lead to a plethora of other things that's going to generate the income for you and the lifestyle that you want to obtain by leveraging what you already live, leveraging your current lifestyle. We make it difficult. It's hard. It's not easy, but it doesn't have to be difficult.
It doesn't have to be difficult.
It doesn't. Not at all.
I think that I feel like I had started doing that. But y'all, so this is letting the world in on such sacred things to me. Sometimes I don't know. I just feel like I feel like
are you secure in who you are? Honestly, like this is a vulnerable moment.
Yes,
right now.
it is. But I don't. Yeah. I just, you know what's so crazy? That even though I have a large following, or even though people may look at my page and see a large following, I feel like I'm still like I don't really be liking people in my business.
So go get a 9-to-5.
No.
Okay. So you can't have it both ways, baby. You can't have it both ways. You can't make an impact if you're not willing and ready and be vulnerable enough to show your downs and your lows. That's what this is. That's what this world is about. Yeah, we got faceless businesses and faceless. You can have a faceless business and be a faceless influencer if you want to post the brands all day. Yeah. But right now, what I'm hearing is it's even sometimes a struggle for you to even probably do that consistently because of the kids. So you're adding on more stress instead of really just embracing and turning what you may feel. I don't want to use the word ashamed, but what you feel apprehensive about, and making that a beautiful process of growth and development, and really expose and publicize that.
Right.
Really show what you've been through. Martin Luther King, look at his story. Rosa Parks, do you think she would have publicized going to jail? And no, but it made her who she is. You know, we all have a story.
And I feel like sometimes we don't even picture it happening that way.
Happen in what way?
Like, even, I just never really pictured me like having a platform and being even able to open up to people.
Baby,
like,
I always pictured. No, I'm kidding.
Did you? Hold on. Really?
I was going to be a superstar, a superstar actor. Yeah. Now my life, I did not picture my life going this way. Like, I never thought I would be divorced.
Interesting.
I never thought my ex-husband would get addicted to drugs. I never thought I would be a single mom. I never thought I would get into another relationship and have a stepdaddy for the kids and then that don't work out. I never thought for that. Like, we don't think that when we're young. We have this vision, oh, I'm going to be married with kids, live in a big old house. We're going to be happy. But that's the fantasy and that's the fairy tale that we think when we're children, but not realizing it costs to have that big old house, right? You got to make money in an economy that's not trying to pay you anything, right? And especially if you're trying to build a business, then it's a lifestyle that you don't think of until you're in it when you're older, right? So yeah, I've always thought that I would do something, be something, but to be open and vulnerable with the world about my weight loss surgery, going through that crazy divorce, like all of my depression, my anxiety, even down to my swallowing issue with achalasia, right? To be open about those things, it took a lot of therapy. It took a lot
I need
of
therapy, y'all. Y'all hear
girl,
this?
listen. Listen.
I need God. I need more God. I need you every day, and I need therapy.
And then once you pass, like I'm past the therapy phase. I'm more of a personal coach type of person now. I would rather get a life coach because, and we're not even going to go into why my reasons about therapy, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it because it helps you face you. And this is why I said, are you happy or content with yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Are you embarrassed of yourself?
No.
Because, listen to the question though. We will say no because we will hear those words, oh, I would never think about myself like that. I would never, no. But when you really, truly sit with yourself, and this is not for you to tell us, this is between you and God, and you think of all the cruel things you done did to people, to yourself, things that you would never come out your mouth and say, can you honestly say that I am happy with that? And if you, not even happy with that, I am, can you honestly say that I would be embarrassed if those things would come out? And if the answer is yes, I would be so embarrassed if y'all found out this. If the answer is yes, then you definitely need to go to therapy and face those demons because that's what's stopping you. That's what's stopping you from showing if you want to be that influencer, if you want to build a brand, if you want people to connect and relate to you and have those long-term, that longevity when it comes to a platform. And why do you think people love on Michael Jackson so much? That boy done went through so much in his childhood.
And the world saw
And the world saw his...
Yeah, but but Michael Jackson didn't choose that life. His daddy chose that life for him.
But it's still his life though. Yeah. It's still exposed. It's still not that it was his choice. I'm talking about why people were so connected with him. You have people that hate him. Of course, you're going to have people that hate you, but why people are so connected to him because they can relate to him. It was nothing phony or fake except for his nose. But
don't do MJ.
I'm sorry. Mike, I'm sorry. I had to throw that in. That was a little shade. I'm sorry. I got a sense of humor, y'all. But there was nothing phony or fake about his upbringing. And you know how many kids went through that? And it's like, well, damn, and he still made it.
He still made it.
Your story is what's going to connect you to the people you're supposed to be helping. And by you falling up in a little shell because you don't want that, maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing. And you can't save that next brain surgeon because she's sitting somewhere coddled up, stressed about her kids, not knowing if she want to go to school or not knowing if she got time to go to school or not because she got 4 kids and no support. But because Toya didn't do what she was supposed to do, didn't show her testimony, you can't reach that girl. You get what I'm saying? That's how I think. Now, I could be right, I could be wrong, but I just know people's story helped me. And it's my responsibility to help other people. Exactly. Exactly. So when you sit with yourself, can you say, I would be embarrassed if someone found out? And if it's a yes, then go to therapy. Because if the thoughts or if the opinion of somebody else is stopping you from being from fulfilling your greatness, operating in your greatness, you gotta go to therapy, baby. You gotta go. You gotta get all that. There's nothing you could say about me right now that I would be embarrassed. Nothing. Not the teasing in school when I was a kid. Because you know what I say about that now? Like, I used to get teased crazy in middle school and some parts of high
Same.
school.
I
Like,
think, yeah.
girl, but do
Yeah.
you see how they look now? And this ain't no shade, but it's like, yo,
Girl.
like,
I can only
where we
imagine.
get? We all
Because
old
the
and
people that
fat
run their
now.
mouth, the people that run their mouth, they always be the ones.
They always be the ones.
always be the ones.
But now we're old and fat, and what are you doing? And what am I? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
that's
then
how I look at it.
like, and I know, like, I have to push. This is something that's gonna take a lot. If this is my purpose and I'm gonna fulfill my purpose, this is gonna take a lot, Tammy.
It's going to
This is gonna take a lot of work.
But it's going to be so beautiful.
This is gonna take a lot of work because I do. So I have like this series that I've been thinking about doing, y'all. This is the first. I'm dropping it on the podcast, and it's so crazy that Tammy is pulling this out of me, y'all. And it's such a blessing that I'm able to receive this because my series is gonna be titled something along the lines of "Life of a Stay-at-Home Mom Who Thought She Lost Her Purpose, but God Had Different Plans."
Wait, that's a long title, baby.
It is. So that's why I said something along the
That
lines.
joint long. Hold on. Life of a stay-at-home mom.
You ever read a book and it's like
it's like
that's gonna be me, y'all. It's gonna be all the
How am I
time.
supposed
It's
to
gonna be a
remember that
long
if I want to Google life of a stay-at-home mom who lost her weight and she found it and
So
got her
look, it's
riches
gonna be life of a stay-at-home mom, and then it's gonna have to be something up under that because I gotta.
Yeah, you can play
It
with the
can't just
title,
be, yeah.
but
It
I
can't
get
just
the
because I want
concept of
people
it.
to understand that even if that's the series, but not the name of the book or the series or something, however I do that, and I know that it's gonna take a point for me to be vulnerable, and I have to get to that point. And it's not that I'm embarrassed or anything, y'all. It just to be vulnerable is like
It's strength.
it takes a lot of strength
It's
to be
strength.
vulnerable.
So don't
and
look at it no other way.
It takes you tunnel vision. It takes you not caring about what anybody says. It takes just you because guess what, Mom? Who's at home with them kids all day? Just you. Even if you have a spouse and they're at work, they still don't know what it's like to be home with them kids all day, every day by themselves. They don't know what that's
But
like.
let me ask you a question. And to be vulnerable, do you care enough of what people say? Like right now, does Toya care enough?
I feel like there was a point in time where I did care a lot. I feel like I've gotten better over time. Do I feel like it's completely gone? I would be lying if I said yes.
Okay.
But I don't feel like it's nearly the amount that it used to be.
But you still care.
Not to a point.
No, but I mean, you still care.
Okay,
to a
care,
point.
Can something that somebody says hurt my feelings, or can something that somebody says make me like answer back, or
No.
what
What I
like,
mean by care, like if somebody, let's just say,
yeah, give me an example.
let's say you used to be a stripper. I don't know if you was on the pole or not, but let's just say, ooh, wait a minute now.
No.
Somebody said, I'm learning about we getting close. Okay. But let's just say if you was a stripper and no one knew about it but certain people. And then it came out that you was a stripper, or you told people that you was a stripper, and the world started just chitter-chattering about you being a stripper. It's not a part of your past that you're proud of, but people are still talking about it. Even though you're not talking about it more, people still talking about it. Do you care?
I don't.
So why does it matter if it's being vulnerable with that, or if it's vulnerability with
Right.
your family? Because it's the same thing. It's like,
Right. That's
I
a
don't
good
care
question.
what
That's a
you're
good point there.
saying. Like,
That's a good point there.
I got it off my chest. Hopefully it helps somebody.
Right.
And that's it.
That's what that goes back to me saying that's why it all goes hand in hand. Focus on what helps you and what you can help and how you can help somebody versus what's not helping you and what's harming you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like all of that goes in, and that's what I'm going to have to kind of say, well,
We got
gonna
work to
have-
do. Look, we both
yeah.
got work to do. Don't think because, in my 39 years of living that I got to all figure it out, because I don't. I have I have things figured out to the extent that I need it.
Right.
But I never stop learning. I never
Right.
stop growing.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
So when I say we both still got work to do, and we do, because I'm going into my 40s, and I can say that proudly. I'm going into my 40s.
Amen.
And it's going to be
It's a blessing,
another, it is a blessing. It definitely is a blessing. But there's going to be another requirement of me. I don't know what it is yet. And I don't even know how to fulfill that because I've never done it. It's going to take some failing. I'm not claiming this yet, but, I have teenage boys. Teenage pregnancies happen. Grandmama might be in my cards. Who knows? I don't know how to be a grandmother. I don't know how to do those things, but I have to learn. I have to step into it. Not claiming it, Lord. If that boy tell me, oh, I got my girl, we fighting. I'm like, Lord, ooh. But I'm going to deal with it, But that's what I mean by we're always continuously growing and learning. I don't care if you're 60, 70, there's always something to learn about that next version of you. And that's the beauty of life. That is the beauty of life. All the chaos that comes around it, just find how to make your chaos beautiful, how to make your chaos work for you. Because everybody watching got some stuff with them. Everybody watching is going through something. Everybody watching and did something. So it's nothing to be, you're not going to have a perfect image.
No,
you're not going to
not.
have it. Your image is perfect for your brand.
Yeah.
Because you're perfectly imperfect.
Right.
And this is why people are going to gravitate to you and love you.
Y'all,
So.
Tammy trying to pull it up out of me, y'all.
It's coming. No, we giving birth to a new baby. Within the next
Ooh-wee.
couple episodes, we are giving birth to a new baby, whether it's a show, the book, or something, y'all. And y'all are going to bear witness to this young sister, because I know there's so much that I know she want to do, and just so much that I see her
to be said.
pushing forward and trying. And I just don't ever give up. Just don't ever give up that spirit. Now, you may have to give up the idea. There's
For
been
the time being. So that's, y'all, another thing. So that's when I asked you, do you feel like you ever had, or when I said that stuff had to go on the back burner, or a business idea had to go on the back burner to do motherhood, y'all, it's okay to just, what if God wants you to just focus on motherhood right now?
And that's fine too. But when I say don't give up, I'm not talking about a business. I would give up a business if it's not in the cards anymore. If something's just not working out, whether it's just not making money, or if it's just not, and I done flipped it every which way, but this thing keeps presenting it. I have to lean into what, but that's what I mean. Just don't ever give up.
Yeah.
And you focusing on motherhood has nothing to do with you making your money, because you still got to make money. So I don't want you to confuse you. I don't want you to use motherhood as an excuse not to go hard on what you want to do.
Yeah, Tammy, but
I don't want you to do that.
Okay, so look though, because I feel a little bit different about that. As far for, how can I put this? I feel, okay, so to the mom out there, right, who had 3 kids in 2 years, right? She is fortunate enough to have a spouse, or have a husband, or have a boyfriend or baby daddy who takes care of her bills, right? What if she's so wrapped up in motherhood that making money is not, you feel like making money or having a job or doing something for yourself should always be, you should always be doing that?
It depends on what you want and how you see your life. This is why I say you have to sit with Toya and see what it is you want and how you see your life. If you tell me you want this brand and this business, absolutely, yes, you should be doing that. If you tell me you want to be a stay-at-home mom while my child's father work, then stay at home while he works. If that's what you want, then do that. But you can't say, I want to build this business, or I want to be this influencer, and you told me that how your plans is to retire him because he works. So you can't do that by saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just focus on motherhood." That's not gonna make you no money.
But I feel like there was a time where I was just doing that.
But what I'm saying is, hear me. What I'm saying, you focusing on your business is not you neglecting motherhood. It's like you're keeping the two separate, right? I'm talking about leveraging your motherhood to make the business.
Right.
That's why I said you can give up on an idea, but don't give up on that mission. If your mission is to create a lifestyle where you can generate that passive income and have the flexibility in your schedule, it may not look like TikTok. It may not look like brand. It may not look like any of that. Right? It may look like, let me show the world how I be a mom, right? And you can create a business all around that. It may look like, let me open up a daycare center, right? Let me open up a daycare center so now I can provide childcare for other moms and I can have my kids at the daycare center with me, right? It may look like a lot of other things. But if what your focus is, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you can do to leverage the lifestyle you have right now, right? And have it be enjoyable. I'm not saying you want to open up a daycare. It may not be enjoyable. It may feel like work that takes money and it takes resources. Right now, what can you use? What can you use to monetize off of? And I'm not saying it has to be your kids. You don't have to show your kids. I show my kids a lot, and trust me, if they don't want to be shown, I don't show them. You don't see Damien on a lot of my stuff because he don't want to be, right? Denim, she'll take the camera and she'll do it. But they know I have the oldest son. Why? Because they see me go to his games. They see me showing up for him. They see me, and I will put up there and I will talk about how I bought him a course from a course from Wall Street Trapper for him to learn about stocks at his age of 16, right? For him to learn. You're going to see me pouring into them. I can talk about that. I can show that because that's who I am. I'm not just Tammy the business and let that neglect. Now, do it feel like that sometimes? It does. But then that's when I have to check myself, and that's why I have to go back. And did I spend enough time? Did I do this? Okay, now I need you to help me, or now I'm going to show you how I do this, or now I'm going to be that mom dancing on TikTok because the kids want to do it. That's all helping my brand. You get what I'm saying? That's all helping, maybe not Lee Che, because Lee Che is not that brand. But for mompreneur, for me to show you how to do this, I got to show you my lifestyle. And that right there is enjoyable for me.
I'm glad you was getting to that last part because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, when I self-reflect on where I was a year ago, I'm not beating myself up, but I did feel the reason why I said who lost herself in motherhood, because I felt like there was a time where I was having the kids, but I thought my life was going to go a certain way, but it ended up going a different way because my platform started to grow just only 3 years ago. Like, my platform is still just a baby, just like my kids. So I haven't always had a large platform, but I would say that sometimes, moms, you may want a certain thing for your life, or you may want something in your life. Y'all know the saying that says, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. That's true, because you may think or you may want your life to go a certain way, but God has totally different plans for you. A total
different way. We're just stubborn. We're just stubborn because we want to do what we want to do.
And you want to have control. You want to have control over the situation because you pictured your life this certain type of way, or you pictured your life. So that's why I said that there was a time where I just focused on motherhood, because there was a time where I was pulling and tugging myself on what I wanted, but what God wants from me. I had to surrender. You know what I'm saying? But in that time,
that's that word. You had to surrender.
In that time of me surrendering, that looked like me just being a mom, Tammy. But yes, being a mom, making TikToks with my kids, making viral videos with my kids, doing day in lives. I have plenty of day in lives on my page. Come to the doctor with me.
And if you
Come
notice, that's what made you viral.
yeah.
You see that? If it's truly, if having that platform is truly what you desire, what you want to do, because there's money in it. The way the world is now, like, that is our entertainment.
And you know, people, and as much as there is a lot of naysayers, there are genuinely people that love and love family and love kids and love parents. Y'all, my most viewed videos on, speaking of what made me viral, is me sharing baby daddy singing to our daughter. That was my very first viral video. And I need to get back to that, y'all.
You know where we mess up, and I learned this in a accelerator. I've been pouring into courses heavily over the last year, right? Where we go wrong is we don't continue to do what works. If you know it's working, why would we switch it up, right? So if that was your most viewed, your most viral video, you got to follow up with something else along that lines. But because we want what we want, but that's what I mean by find out what it is you want and lean into the lifestyle that you already have. Lean into that, and just, it does not have to be difficult. And it doesn't have, you don't have to overthink it. You know, you don't have to do, like, I love watching those. And then once you get those rock solid followers, guess what I got now? Oh, I got these baby bibs, y'all. That is all whatever. I do this, blah, blah, blah. Y'all got to, and guess what? It's not a product that you're promoting for somebody else. It's not a product. It's not a t-shirt that says, now there's nothing wrong with having an outside brand, but you got to have a following before you start that brand, right? Before I started Liche, I had a following because I was writing books. I had a following because I was so public about my divorce, things I was going through. I was getting on,
I didn't know that
Instagram.
about you, Tammy. Yeah.
This is what, before Instagram had all of they got now. I was on Instagram vocal about my divorce. Crying, right? Like, just going through it, and the support of my readers. Yes, girl, yes. The support of my readers. They were there. We were like a family.
Wow.
So when I started Liche and had fashion shows and doing all of the things in Philadelphia, they followed me because it was like, it wasn't because of Liche. They could buy a t-shirt
they know
anywhere.
who you are.
Exactly. So now that they feel like they got a connection with you, now I got this baby product, not a t-shirt, not a hair product, a baby product. Why? Because I'm a mom. And this is helping me out right now, and it's going to help you out. And that's how you start those brands. And then once that is running on its own, or you made money, and then if you want to do t-shirts or whatever, now you can start that other business because you're not dependent on that other business. Because you done already built what your brand actually stood for, who you truly is, and authentic to who you are, right? You're not a stripper, you're not a twerker, you're not saying you can't, but that's not your personality. You get what I'm saying? Your personality is the hand that you were dealt. I'm a mom. I have to take care of my children, and this is how I work it out for me. This is mom, and I love her content so much. All she does is clean all day. On her content, all she does is clean. I think she got like 6 kids. But I see why. If I gotta clean all day, you know what? Y'all gonna watch me cleaning.
No, for real.
Somebody
gotta watch
cleaning.
this.
And then I'm gonna use everything off of Amazon, and I'm gonna show y'all what don't work or what do work, whatever. And then I'm gonna come out with my own cleaning product. I'm gonna come out with my own cleaning organizer or whatever. Or I'm going to start a cleaning business, whatever I'm going to do. But if I got to do this all day, I'm going to figure out how it's going to create a buzz to lead to what I want to do. And that takes letting people into who you are, right? This is why athletes and superstars, this is why they can't, and I could be wrong, y'all can disagree with me, but you can't be public and have a private life. Now, I'm not talking about publicizing every single thing. But what I mean is something you do is always going to be watched under a scope.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something's going to get out.
Oh, yeah.
something, you don't got to talk about it. You can shut it down. You can address it and shut it down. Like when Beyonce had the incident in the elevator and we found out that, her husband was whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we were in the business. We was like,
I'm cracking up because why today I just found out. Girl, Denzel, somebody need to put a muzzle on Denzel Washington mouth.
What happened? Wait, I missed that.
Y'all, Unc is on the internet going crazy.
About what? What am I missing? I was working all day. Like, I was here, then with the kids.
So y'all
like,
know, Mr. the best actor in the entire world, in the history of acting, Denzel Washington. He has always, I love me some Denzel Washington. Just, Denzel Washington has twins too.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He has always, when you say that when you're like this celebrity or this person, you can't have a private life, but I never knew this about Denzel Washington. So he's been online talking about how he basically had like a wine issue with wine. Like
No, we knew that.
Who knew that?
You ain't know, girl, how old are you?
Me and a lot of people didn't know that.
Oh, I'm about to say maybe the new school fans.
Okay.
But no, there's a lot. But what I'm saying is like it's only but so much hiding and and I'm not saying you go out and say I'm a full blown this or whatever.
I'm an alcoholic, but
you can't get mad if you want to be in the limelight. You can't get mad, especially with the people who know you. You can't erase the things that you did.
Like, okay.
Like, girl, when I'm sitting up there and I'm the number one.
You talking about that girl that happened in 2012, girl, it's 2024.
Right, and that's all you say.
Right.
Because, like, when I'm sitting up there and I'm the number one podcast for moms collecting awards, it's going to be somebody from sixth grade, seventh grade.
Her name ain't even middle school.
Her name Tamika.
Yeah.
Her name is going to be somebody to get your business out there. So you want to be out there, you got to be prepared for it. That's what you got to
say
that.
before they do.
And not even that. Or even if you don't say it, I'm going to own it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna own it. I ain't gotta say it first.
That's what I was gonna say next.
Okay, I ain't gotta say it first, but I'm gonna own it. Yeah, I did it. All right, and you still on that? Okay, well, let me pour some uplift into you. How about that? Let me pray with you, because for you to bring that up, you must have been holding on that for a long time or something inside of you. I was turning back on somebody so quick because I'm that secure with myself. I am that secure. And anytime I feel like I'm about to lose myself, I just recently felt like I was losing myself. Hold on, I feel my Apple Watch going on. Somebody blowing me up. All these notifications, y'all. I recently felt like I was losing myself, right? And I had to really close a door to a chapter in my life that I reopened, and I kept reopening because like I wanted it so bad, right? But then I had to realize, it just ain't for you, girl. Like you know that, and you know that, like you know better. Right? I'm not embarrassed of that. I'm not ashamed of that. No. Okay, sometimes we fall off. Sometimes we forget who we are. Sometimes we forget how far we come because we want something so bad. But I tell you one thing, God will shut it down.
Oh, absolutely.
He will make you fall on your behind so many times until you listen.
Until it bleeds.
Till you're hurting, till you're crying. Then, I told you so. That's what he gonna say. I told you so. Right? But I've never felt a weight lifted off me now so much.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like I could breathe. I'm not saying what you go through ain't gonna hurt, but I wouldn't care if all that situation got out right now. I have nothing bad to say. I have nothing ill will against anybody. I wouldn't be embarrassed if it come out. I'll just talk about it and then, all right, next. Because I have a lot that's going on. And you have a lot that's going on. We have a lot to stay focused on. So you're not going to let your past situations, your past downfalls,
or what you're going through right now,
get in the way of you being great. Cry about it. Go in the corner, cry about it. Go in your room, go in the shower, cry about it. Go under the water. The water is cleansing, girl. The water going to cleanse more than just the dirt off you. Being in that water, girl.
And I think self-reflecting and looking back at what my life was a year ago, even through the struggles, even through the challenges, sometimes you have to take a step back and look at yourself and know that you were still doing what you were supposed to do and what God wanted you to do. You know, like when I look back at how I was making TikToks with my kids and doing the day in life, and I was still doing God's work. I just didn't know it yet. You know what I'm saying?
You were learning your life
Yeah.
lessons. You were going through the things that is help building you.
Absolutely.
So what everything happens how it's exactly supposed to happen. God knows the mistakes you're going to make before you make them.
Absolutely.
God knows what's going to work before you do it, right? But it's just more so about finding happiness and self-fulfillment in yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And not getting upset when things don't go your way. Not getting upset when things are not how you envisioned it, but just enjoy that process. Okay, it didn't work out this way. It didn't happen for me this way. Okay, but how can I get up tomorrow and change it? Or what I got to tweak? Or what I got? That's all life is.
And also realizing that I feel like for me personally, it's been hard to not realize, but it's been such a surreal moment that when the blessings come or when things are presented in front of me, I'm like, dang, like it's really happening.
Yeah, that should
like
be the eye-opener right there.
I need to really be not that I'm not thankful, y'all, but
I get what you mean.
I need to really soak this in right now because it's happening. Because y'all, I remember just my prayers and just my thoughts on how I wanted things to come. Y'all, Tammy has been very vocal about me. Y'all know my last post is me having one of the twins in my lap. And I've always said for myself, like, I remember way back when I always wanted a sitter. But as time went on, I'm like, I don't need a babysitter because I have a family. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm a single mom and I'm doing stuff on my own and I don't have the dad's help or nothing like that. But also,
we need a sitter though. We definitely need a sitter.
I have the people around me that's providing.
But we're not going to speak the word because, words are powerful. So we're going to tell God we need a sitter.
Right.
But they don't got to stay at home.
Exactly.
Right.
I need a
we
travel
need to keep them occupied.
nanny. Exactly.
And that's what we're going to do.
Exactly. But I need to really.
I'm selective with my words.
No, you have to be.
God hear it. When you say you don't need it. And he don't send it, and you like, dang, man.
Please be specific. And I might need that Saturday or Friday night. So you hear this guy. But I'm saying, though, always take a step and just realize what's going on around you at this moment. Be grateful for it. Realize that you're living in your answered prayers. Realize, don't let something come up in front of you and you don't recognize it, and then before it's too late, you like, dang, I had XYZ going on like this. Why didn't I just do it that way? Or why didn't I just keep it like that? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because the time is coming. The time gonna come.
The time gonna come.
Coming. It might not. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there on time.
It's happening right before your eyes. And right now, and when I told you. When we first talked, before we first taped, I said, get ready for this ride. Yeah. Get ready for the ride. And I couldn't have summed up this whole conversation any better. That was
reality
the
TV show coming soon.
I know that's right. Clock it, claim it, y'all. I love having these conversations. I love opening up the space to have the conversation. And for y'all that's watching, make sure you leave a comment, like just some input, some questions. Tell me how you deal with your day-to-day with your children. If you have support, times when you don't have support, or if you do have support, like, are you that support system for somebody else? Like, let us know. We want to interact with you. We want to talk to you. We want to know what's going on with you guys. But I truly enjoyed this conversation. I enjoy all of our conversations.
Yes.
I wasn't sure where we were going with this show because I said I want you to take the lead in all of this, and I'm glad because a part of being in the huddle is forming your own identity. I don't want you to get swallowed in by the huddle or Tammy because you are Toya. Right. And I want you to be able to grow in a space and still have your own. Yeah. So I'm happy. And I like that you took me there tonight. Thank you, girl. Pound it up.
It's so important to have the right people in your circle, y'all. Y'all, that's the people that's going to help birth something or pull something out of you that you've been pulling back, y'all. It's so important to have that person.
Absolutely.
It's so important to have that person.
You cannot replace, or you can't put a dollar amount on having good people.
You can't.
You cannot.
Good people.
And in saying that, we gonna be some good folks and get up out this studio and go home. Y'all, it is It's
Don't tell 'em.
8:45 at night. This is the first time we did a nighttime podcast, y'all. I mean,
I was like,
I'm
don't
with
tell
it.
him, don't tell him. I'm with it.
I am
I'm
with
with
it.
it, y'all, because y'all listen. I feel like this is a time where I can just,
Breathe
during the
and
day, I'm
relax
just.
and- Listen, we can record anytime. Anytime we got something to say, we jumping in the huddle. That's what the huddle is for.
Amen.
And we want y'all to jump in them comments, and we definitely want y'all to jump on that subscribe button. Hit that link in the bio to visit our website. Join in the huddle. You can hit subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications for that little ding to come on every time we post a video. And tap in with us. You can reach me on Instagram at TammyCapri_. And you can reach Toya at...
On your wish list, and in my bio, I have my link tree, which has the link to everything.
To
about me.
everything. Stay at home, mompreneur. And I cannot forget to give a major, major shout out to our official sponsor, Liche Capri. You want to stay stylish. You want to stay fashionable. You want to stay hip without having to look like the mommy with all the mommy bags and everything. Because, y'all, these bags are big enough and functional enough to put
really
diapers in them.
They really are.
To put your snacks when you go into the movies. They're big. We got some, we know everything is not extra large or oversized, but they're all functional with the mom that want to stay fashionable in mind. So make sure y'all check out that website, LeCeCapri.com. It's LeCeCapri.com. And in saying that, we are out of here tonight. Huddle is up. We can break, queens. Heads up. Crowns on. Make sure you rock your week. Have a good one.